Trump's got some big plans on day one, and even his progressive Democrat can't make it sound bad.
This is from Agenda 47, and you can read all of these on his website. First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history.
Get out.
He will also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking.
So far, we're starting out strong here. He's going to carry out the largest deportation of illegal immigrants. I mean, he has to, considering, over Biden's presidency over these last 4 years, he's let in over, I believe, somewhere around 8 million illegal immigrants. And then he's going to harden the penalties on, what do you say, traffickers? Human slaves. Is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to, want to make sure that, if you're caught trafficking a person, that you face the harshest penalty there possibly is? I don't think so, but let's hear what else she has to say.
He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states to decide. He will put prayer back into school, and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs.
Damn, I didn't expect to be back so soon. But education back to the states, this is what we need. I mean, look at the universal setting of the United States right now and how education is being carried out throughout our country. Every single fucking state is just full of idiot children. These kids can't read anymore. They can't write. They can't do anything. All they can do is watch TikToks and do a dance. Like, the education system needs to be revamped, or a straight overhaul, or something needs to be done. I agree with Trump on that one.
He will end the Affordable Care Act. He will ban gender-affirming care for adults and children, and he will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender-affirming care, which means anyone with government-provided health care will no longer be able to access gender-affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis. Those will still be available.
Yeah, boy.
He will propose a constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress. He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
He will immediately pardon all of the January 6thers, and he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er.
I mean, come on. Trump's hitting on all cylinders with this one. He's going to ban gender-affirming care, and he's going to investigate Biden. I mean, first and foremost, we need to stop gender-affirming care for children in general. It's the craziest thing. Like, how can you be a child and decide that you want to, change genders? No, that's the way. No, they weren't born like that. I'm sorry. If they were born like that, they would have been born like that, if you know what I mean. Like, if you're born like that, you're born like that. And then he's going to investigate Biden, which means, Hunter as well. Because how did a crackhead manage to, sell paintings to people in Ukraine for thousands or millions of dollars? It's questionable, right? Or about how there was somehow cocaine at the White House, but we couldn't figure out who it was. I have a clue, all right? Bow. Fucking Blue's Clues out here, bro. My nigga Steve could have solved that from Blue's Clues. One stamp of a clue and he would have known. It's Hunter's crack. I mean, cocaine. Either one. It's probably both. A little bit of meth in there, too.
He will increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities. On day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO and says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection. He will also restore the wonderful travel ban for Muslims coming to America.
Do you guys agree? Should NATO have to pay us? I mean, nobody in NATO really pays their fair share besides us and maybe I think 3 other countries. Besides that, we're pretty much the police force for the rest of the world. And they like to say we're not, or, we stick our noses in places we don't belong. But, if it wasn't for us, bro, fucking Hitler be running half this world by now. Can you say otherwise? Because the English weren't getting it done. The French were hiding like a bunch of bitches. And Germany was steamrolling through niggas. And what happened? The USA was like, fuck that shit. Not on our watch. Not on this watch right here, baby.
He will build freedom cities. This is 10 new cities built on federal land. He will award them to areas with the best development proposals, and he will prioritize moving young families to these freedom cities.
I mean, I'm 31 years old. I don't know if I'll be considered part of those young families, but Trump, Can a nigga get in, cuz? What up?
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car. He believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off. He will remove all of the limits on American natural gas exports and drill baby drill for oil domestically. He will impose a tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports. He will extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%.
Hell yeah, baby drill, baby drill. Like, how's that a bad thing? How's it a bad thing to want the United States to be, an exporter of oil? So our oil prices and our gas prices would be real low, since we kind of have a surplus and we can export it to other countries and sell it there. Creating a cheaper price for us. No, still not getting it. Okay, that's fine. And he's gonna impose tariffs on China, which is always a great thing since we import so much fucking shit from there. I mean, why do they get to import their slave labor products? Because that's what China does, is pretty much, enslave people, put them in camps, and then make them work for years. Without any chance of really getting out, all right? I don't really know if they're getting out or not, but I'm going to go with no, they're not.
He will push Congress to pass legislation that would give every American the right to concealed carry anywhere at any time. And he will revoke any gun restrictions or legislation that seeks to inhibit people's ability to own guns that's been passed in the last several years. He will demand that Europe pay back all the money we gave Ukraine, and then he will use all of that money to recruit for the American military. And he will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities. He specifically names Harvard in this one. And then he will use that money to create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent.
I mean, those last three things are real big, all right? A universal concealed carry. We should have had this from day one of America, like 1776, July 4th. On July 5th, we should have instantly had a universal concealed carry. It wasn't really a thought back then, but we still should have it to this day. It's crazy that it's taken this long to honestly get it. Each state has their own gun laws for concealed carry and whatnot. But I live in a strict state where technically the law says we can open carry. But if you open carry in this state, your ass will get gunned down on, all right? The cops will be there with fucking AR-15s ready to roll. All right? Just because your pistol's showing. So that's why we need that concealed carry, universally. Because if I'm traveling from state to state and I decide I want to stop in a state and not just travel through it, now all of a sudden if I have my gun on me, it's a big fucking deal. But with this universal concealed carry, no more big deal. All right, I can bring my Glock from Massachusetts to California, from California to Nebraska, from Nebraska to Idaho. Wait, Idaho's over here. And hell yeah, Ukraine and Europe should pay us back. Why the hell are we sending so much money there? Where's this money coming from? We were already in debt as it was, and then out of nowhere, we just, fucking Magic Man this money out of thin air. Apparently money does really grow on trees for the American government, because we could just send it to whoever we want, whenever we want. Our people are suffering right now because of inflation, and, everything's just priced out the ass. $200 for grocery doesn't get you nearly half as much as it used to. And that was just, maybe 3-4 short years ago. And this is where we're at because we're sending, billions of dollars to this bullshit country. That's, I'm pretty sure they're, what do they call that? Embezzling? Is it embezzling? Something like that. One of those things where you take the money that's not, yours and you say, for instance, you spend, $100,000 on hot dogs. Obama. Talking to you, you dirty motherfucker. 100,000 on hot dogs or whatever the fuck it was, please. And then that last one. That last one is a real genius move, all right? Instead of paying everybody's college off for these fucking bullshit degrees they were getting their entire life, instead of doing that, Trump's like, we're going to create a free college and we're going to make businesses recognize it as an equivalent to a bachelor's degree, which is an amazing thing because then if college is free now everybody can go to college for free and not have to worry about taking out a loan. That sounds like a great deal, right? And I promise you, it's going to cost less than the billions of dollars that Joe Biden wants to spend so that he can forgive your loans. You know, some of the reasons I didn't go to college was because of that. Because I didn't want to take out a loan. I didn't want to be in debt for the rest of my life. But, now, I should have just went to college with everybody else, incurred the debt, and just wait for Joe Biden to suck my dick and pay it off. Before I leave y'all out of here, I just want to say I'm real fucking excited, baby! It's getting me amped up. We're going to deport these illegals. We're going to get the guns back in. We're going to be there, baby! MAGA country!